to onesies. Good evening. It is time to talk about the Note 10 and rumors and what ifs surrounding it and whatnot and some such and all the other good details. Hopefully, this time goes a little bit smoother than the last live stream that we did in this house before we had internet and we were relying on a mobile connection. This one, I tested it earlier. I was like, oh God, please. And it turned out very, very nicely. So, oh, by the way, if I keep looking down here, it's because I have the tablet going and I'm watching this stream on the tablet so I can see your questions because this is a little bit too far away. I'm going to give some time for people to show up. Oh, that's much better. And we will both be asking questions and, or I will be answering questions that you ask. And there's also like a list of other points that I kind of jotted down about this upcoming device. And I'm imagining one of the primary, hello, Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo is a patron, actually. I'm trying to connect to the internet on my tablet. Let's go. There we go. Awesome. And it works. Cool. The stream is actually like coming across at like good bandwidth and everything is grand. Yay. So there. Oh, the Mini Mac. I remember you. The new house is quite nice, actually. Okay. Release dates. There's a lot of, I mean, everybody knows every year around the end of the year, we have the Unpacked event in August. And this year doesn't seem to be any different, or does not seem to have any kind of variance on that front. It says, an article that I read says several dates in late August, with the best estimate for release being August 23rd, exactly 1 month after my birthday, with the reveal event date said to be August 7th. So on August 7th is when we should hear about it, if that's to be believed. And, you know, it's congruent to Samsung's recent history, so I have no reason to doubt that. Let's see. Yolanda Cibro, dude, there's nothing I can do. I have 200 down, 200 up internet, like fiber optic, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is the best I got. He said that, YOLO Piop2 said, not gonna lie, I'm super mad at Samsung. I was doing a mile run tracked by my Gear S3 and halfway through the run, the watch just forgot my run. Worst feeling in the world. I'd be upset too, man. Wait, hold on. Did you have the GPS on while you were running so it would like track the route, perhaps? Sometimes, see, because I've never tested that before, to be totally honest. I'm not a runner. I try to avoid that. What up, Sam Squanch? Sam Squanch just asked, what is up? And somebody asked me, Aqua Ninja asked if I was a Note guy or a Series guy. I go back and forth. I've had the Note 5, the S7 Edge, the S8, the Note 8, the Note 4, the S10. So I go back and forth. Currently, I'm on the S10. And that's what we're streaming on right now, actually, with the help of a couple of lights and everything. The issue about the headphone jack is like, somebody said, you think I'm overexposed? I don't know, I'm looking at it on here, and maybe a little bit, hold on. The headphone jack being absent is something that a lot of people have a large problem with. And for good reason. I myself included, because, you know, who doesn't want a headphone jack? I do not want a headphone jack on my phone. Said nobody ever with a smartphone. Except the ones that are like, oh, Apple took it away because they're trying to push the industry forward, blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. Headphone jacks need to stay. Why are they doing this? I don't know. I wish they weren't. I'm not happy about it. It's not a good thing. the MIDI Mac. I'm actually streaming from my phone because I thought that I would have another person here with me, and apparently they're still at work. So I set it up for more than one person because the way my studio in my room is set up, this is really only room for one. And at that point, I would have been able to use OBS, but all in all, it's going to have to come across on the computer. Sorry. I mean, on the cell phone. I'm trying to read some questions as I go along here. Oh, Joe Schmo. My thoughts on the supposed wireless Samsung DeX. Number one, DeX is amazing. And number two, I think I think having the ability to just wirelessly cast to a monitor would be cool. I'm assuming that they would do something like a dongle that plugs into the HDMI port on the back. That sounds like the most likely, because like a Roku stick or a Google Chrome or whatever. So I think that it'd be amazing. I also am a little bit concerned about latency issues, but if they use a Wi-Fi direct signal, then maybe it's nothing to be concerned about. Although, if you do wireless DeX, then you lose out on the USB ports. So if you use a USB mouse and keyboard, kind of like I do, then you won't have that functionality anymore, and you'll have to go all Bluetooth. And if you don't have all Bluetooth stuff, there's more money you have to spend, or you can just use the phone as the trackpad, which is nice, and as well as the keyboard. But man, does it make a difference when you have a keyboard and mouse that you can use. Oh, your brain crosses that barrier between I'm using a desktop and I'm using my cell phone. So when you get done with whatever you're doing on DeX, you're like, take the phone off the dock, and oh, everything I just did is still right here, and I can go on my merry way. And it's freaking awesome. I love it, man. Everybody should be giving that a try. God. Mark Clark asks, do you think the time of flight camera is going to be improved on the Note 10? Probably. I haven't heard a whole lot about I know that the Note 10 is supposed to have 4 cameras on the back, just like the S10 5G variant did. And I also know that the S10 5G variant is supposed to be able to record video in live focus, meaning they'll be able to like focus here, blur this, while recording video, which is gonna be pimpin'. Like, I can't wait to see how good it is at doing that. And to answer your question, actually, I don't think it's going to be super different from the S10 5G variant camera setup. It typically isn't. They typically don't introduce new camera stuff with the Note series, and they just kind of go, the new stuff is like, S whatever, new camera, and then Note, just as good a camera as the other ones. But I could be wrong. Speaking of camera, actually, about the rumors with the camera in the S Pen. The camera being in the S Pen is I think that if they put the camera inside the S Pen, that then say you're holding the phone like this. Actually, I'm using my phone to stream right now, so the only thing I have is this. Say you're holding the phone like this. The S Pen always comes out of this part if it's a Note. But if they put the camera in the S Pen and use that as the selfie cam, I think it needs to come out of here, and for you to be like front-facing camera or front-facing camera. But I don't know. Would they really have rear main camera setup, front-facing cameras here, and then, oh, by the way, there's another one in your pen. Pop it out and do some clicking. Just seems kind of overkill. A little bit redundant to me. Like, it doesn't, I don't know. Wait, I'm just going to start reading these because there's a whole lot of stuff. Diamond Heat 9 says, I can't get behind Samsung in abandoning our fellow Jack. I mean, I can't really say that it's a good thing because it's not. I definitely don't think people are ready to fully abandon it. If they do, I think it would behoove them and perhaps reduce some of the flack that they're going to receive if they included a pair of Galaxy Buds with every single phone that does not have a jack. That's what needs to happen. In my opinion, that will greatly soften the blow, as well as including a dongle. Everybody, nobody likes dongles, but whatever. Robert Yost asks, will the Note 10 have UFS 3.0 storage? Doesn't the Galaxy Fold was supposed to. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't, and I would also kind of be surprised if, I would be surprised if it didn't. I'll say it like that. Yeah. I don't think it's a guarantee that they will, but I think it's been something that's been talked about and rumored to possibly be in phones for too long for them not to put that into the Note 10, especially after the stuff that's happened with the Galaxy Fold and all that. I think it would be a really smart idea for them to use that for the Note 10. Ha! Robert Yost is surprised that I said his name right the first time. It's from watching Remember the Titans, man. Coach Yost. I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, YOST. YOLO Piop 2 says that the S Pen prices will be so much more if, I'm assuming you mean if they had the camera in the S Pen. Yes, you're right. They're already like, what, $50? On the official Samsung website, though, you can just go to Amazon and get one for like $25. But yes, you're right. Ryan Tallarico asks, am I going to get the Note 10 now that I went down to the S10? Down in size, perhaps. No, I'm not. Not unless it's sent to me as a demo unit, and I'm still trying to get Samsung to bring or send me one of those, even if it's temporarily. That would be like a huge milestone for me. Oh my God. I'd be like, yeah! Been trying to get him to do that for months. Anyway, no, I'm not going to buy one. I'll probably drool over it for a while, just like I did with the Note 9. I was this close to getting the Note 9, but then I'm really glad that I waited and got the S10. So no, not at first. I'm reading questions. Le Dog asks, thoughts on no micro SD for non-pro Note 10 model. If they're giving you 128 gigabytes of storage, it's a bummer. For me, it would not be a deal breaker as far as my decision. If I was in the market to get one of the Notes, I'd be like, yeah, it sucks that they don't have it, but depending on how much storage they give you right off the bat, we know it's going to be at least 128 gigs, and that's a lot. With my needs, I don't really need a heck of a lot more than that, but oh wait, Notes are with the other tablet. Hold on. Oh, another question that I saw in the articles that I was reading is it's either going to have one standard unit, one Pro unit, or both of those and an additional 5G variant. Maybe they'll do the same thing like, Note 10, Note 10 Pro, and then like 2 months later, hey, 5G Note 10. But like they did with the S10, because typically they tend to follow the same pattern with that kind of thing. But with 5G becoming as hugely popular as it is and catching on as fast as it is, it wouldn't surprise me if they did a Note 10, Note 10 5G. That would make a lot more sense than them releasing like three more different variants. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 phones in a year. I mean, I like variety, but come on, man. Or will there even be a 5G variant at all? That's even not even a guarantee. But if they made a 5G variant for the S10, then it would be shocking if they didn't make either the Note 10 come out with a 5G right out of the box, or at least 2 variants, one of which being a 5G variant, or yeah, either all of them have 5G or 2 variants and one of them has it and one of them doesn't. That's my estimation. I also saw an estimate on camera specs, and for the, let's see, for the 3 of them on the back. Is that 3? Wait, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to read this because this is like, it's a really, really confusing little thing right there, even though it's reversed, but like there's a lot of numbers and weird stuff there. 12 megapixels f 1.5 to 2.4. I'm assuming that's the variable aperture. Yours to, oh, Elon Deceiver, I will answer that question in just a moment. I have something to say about that. I think I made a video for Patreon. No, a podcast for Patreon talking about that exact issue. Then there's the 26 millimeter wide angle, 1 to 2.55. I'm guessing that's the aperture. So there's two cameras, and then 1.4. Oh, that's just one lens. It appears. That's right. Okay, no. I figured it out. My bad. There are four suspected cameras on the back, and this little thing was all four of them. So the first one, 12 megapixel, f1.5 to 2.4, 26 millimeter focal length, I'm assuming. And then weird symbol. It's also dual pixel autofocus, PDAF. Not sure what that means. Optical image stabilization. Second camera, 12 megapixel, f2.0, 52 millimeter, like the zoom, the telephoto. So there's the zoomy one. And then optical image stabilization as well with that one, autofocus, and then 2x optical zoom. The third camera, my personal favorite, is a 16 megapixel f2.2 12 millimeter ultra wide. The ultra wide is my friend. God, like walking through, showing the or filming footage that I'm eventually going to put all into like the House of Beam Origins video, which will be on the non-tech BeamtUp channel. I used the telephoto lens a bunch because the wider angle you have, the less it is. And if you're walking, it's a thing of beauty. I freaking love it. And the TOF camera, TOF cam, time of flight. That's the 3D sensor thing that will enable it to record video while focusing on this and blurring this. There's the estimated specs for all four of the cameras right there. We already covered the camera in the S Pen thing. Oh, what do y'all think of the vertical arrangement of cameras instead of the horizontal one? And I mean, I don't know why. Like, is there an engineering reason why they picked to do one like this instead of like that? Like, is it because they think it's more popular because Apple has it on their phones and they want to be like that? I really hope that's not the reason, but or is it maybe they're just trying to like, maybe because of the things they're putting in there, they're like, wow, you know what? Maybe it would work better if it was up and down and squished over to the side so we can fit more stuff in here. I'm hoping that that's the reason. Now then, let's see. Oh, one thing that I really thought was interesting is these screenshots of the, and y'all might have seen these already, but these are supposed, I'm gonna see if this might not even show very well. Yeah, there we go. These are supposed screen protectors for the Note 10. And like the bezels on the bottom, those are incredibly small. Like if these are accurate, if this is the way it's actually gonna be, then whoo, it's gonna be nice. And I'm glad that they put the camera hole in the middle. Although I am used to it, and I don't have a problem with it being in the upper right hand corner. But if they put it in the middle, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. That way they wouldn't have to like, here's your phone screen, and then hole up there. They're like, oh, we got to scoot everything over. If it's right here, then everything, notifications, time, battery, blah blah blah, where they usually are. And it would just help with the symmetry. And us humans, we like our symmetry. Next topic. Oh, the topic that I originally started that last sentence about was the sound on display tech that they might be using if they decide to not have an earpiece on the front of the phone at all. And really, actually, let me pull up the I have like one or two more topics that I want to just like blast through, and then I will like go through and I try to like comb through the questions and actually answer people, because typically I try to answer all Q's with A's in the live streams, whether it's meant for Q&A or not. But if you look right here at the top, there's no space for an earpiece. It's like Okay, unless they make it ultra thin. If those are accurate representations of screen protectors for the Note 10, then number one, there's going to be two different variants. And number three, they're probably going to use sound on display. And I'm really, really stoked about that. There was a company called Kyocera. Y'all might remember some phones that they used to make. And the the oh man, my bad, my apologies. Hold on. Now then, Kyo was because they're based in Kyoto. Cera was because they actually originated as a ceramics company. So their phones, and this was back in like 2013 or 14, their phones didn't have earpieces either. And there's something on my eye. There we go. It's still there, whatever. Their phones didn't have earpieces either. They used two pieces of ceramics that they used to vibrate and da-da-da-da. Because what is sound? Sound is just vibrations in air, right? So when you put the phone up to your ear, it touched your ear and then like vibrated your ear in such a way that your ear interpreted it as like the sound that would normally hit it from sound waves. At least that's the way the rep explained it to me. But I also know that I think it'll be just as good, if not better. Because, and depending on how many like actuators they have behind the display, they might be able to do Dolby Atmos even better than they did before. There was a time where I worked at a company called Star Power, and in that time, I saw a lot of very expensive things. But one of the not quite as expensive, but still pricey for a TV, was Sony's TV that had no speakers, but had like actuators on the back of the panel that vibrated the entire thing. And that's what created the sound. That was the speaker. So, and with that, they could like move the vibration to different parts. So if like somebody was here, somebody's talking over here, they could like make that sound come from that part of the screen instead of just like, we're talking, explosions, That was really freaking cool. So if Samsung does the same thing with the sound on display, hats off. Like that would be awesome. I would geek out about that. I am excited about it for sure. Let's see, more topics. Those pressure sensitive areas that were rumored to be on the sides of the Note 10. I would like to have seen what that was going to be like. I mean, I know a lot of people would be like, I want buttons! I want buttons! And I don't know. It would depend on how they executed that. If it felt enough like buttons for me to be like, oh yeah, power button, and it didn't like get in the way, then okay, cool. Less moving parts, fewer moving parts is grammatically a correct way to say that. Less things that'll get dust in it, less things to replace. If everything's like more sealed, it's even better waterproofing. Go for it. But apparently it didn't measure up to Samsung standards, so they scrapped it. Bummer. The 5G is said to have the SD card slot at the bottom. So if there is a 5G variant, one of the articles that I read, it's rumored that that SD card slot's going to be on the bottom, which is funky. Why would they do that? I don't know. Pardon me. But I mean, as long as they have it, right? At least they're rumored to have an SD card slot in the 5G variant. That'll be. Oh, I forgot to mention the according to leakers, the primary model of the Note 10 will have a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. Nothing to shake a stick at. Like, that would be awesome. Because what the Galaxy Fold, didn't that have a 4,500 milliamp hour, right? So I would not be dissatisfied at all if they picked a 45 milliamp hour battery for the starting unit. They are rumored to start at $1,100, which again, I mean, given the price of like ultra premium flagships these days, it's kind of expected. I'm not like, oh my God, $1,100. But I'm not like, wow, that's cheap either. It's right around where I expected it to be. At least it's not, yes, well, our iPhone XS Plus $1,300, yes. No, I almost demonetized my entire live stream. F all that. Screw off, Apple. Let's see. Last topic before I get to question answering. An app called, hold on, I have my hands full. An app called Your Phone. It's named Your Phone, not my phone. Never mind. Is rumored to be pre-installed on the Note 10 to enable you to preview photos taken with your phone directly on your Windows computer, as well as send text messages with it. It seems to me like they've already done that, or at least the messages part. And I tried it. I was like, really? Because I have a Windows computer, and I think it'd be nice to link the two together as such. But you have to replace your launcher with the Windows launcher, and right there I'm like, no, I don't want, like, that's too much. That's too big a change for that little bit of convenience. It's just not worth it to me. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe it'll be something different. Maybe it'll be like a Wi-Fi Direct or Bluetooth based. Hopefully Wi-Fi Direct, because Bluetooth is slow nowadays, comparatively speaking. Now then, the other tablet. Cool. So I'm going to see where Intimidate XL, when I was talking about the sound on display, he said bone conduction. That's basically what it is. Yeah. It's going to vibrate your head to make you hear things. Yolanda Sebro, trash sound on display. Beth says trash sound on display, best waterproof phone ever. Again, you're removing a whole nother speaker and a whole nother grill to waterproof the phone with, so it would benefit the phone, and I think that it would derail my train of thought like it just did. YOLO POP2 says, I think they made the cameras vertical so they can extend the height of the battery and shift the battery off to the side so the S Pen can fit. Actually, I hadn't thought about the S Pen fitting in there, like for the, yeah. And especially, I mean, if they're going to have a 45 milliamp hour battery, then it makes sense for them to be like, oh, camera, let's just, and then whoop with the S Pen and with the battery, good to go. Intimidate XL said, so kind of like the Google Pixel squeeze feature for the pressure sensitive buttons, I guess, but in more concentrated areas. I feel like the squeezy for the Google Pixels was designed to sense pressure just along the side of the phone in general. But in order to like make a power button like this, I would think that they would just make that happen, but in a much smaller area, and then there you go. But they would have to have haptic feedback of some sort. Preferably, I mean, I don't even know if this is a thing, but like an engine for each button. That way it's not just like, you know, I think that would work out a lot better, in my opinion. Robert Yost just got the Galaxy Buds. Yeah! They're amazing. They're freaking awesome. Like, worth the money. And I think they're on sale right now, too. Like, $100? Go get them right now. Right now. Like, stop watching the stream and go get the Galaxy Buds. Let's see. Back. Oh, Mark Clark had a good point. He said, woot battery share. So if the Note 10 does have that 45 milliamp hour battery, then the wireless power sharing feature that it will undoubtedly have will be even more helpful because there'll be more juice to go around. Let's see. Oh, that's a good one. YOLO Piop2 asks, when do you think the Galaxy Cold, I'm assuming you meant Fold, will come back? I don't know, man. I hope it will. I know it will. Because, I mean, they say that they've fixed all the screen issues that the reviewers were having, but they didn't say, well, it'll be shipping next week. But think about this. I was listening to Android World's podcast the other day, and they were talking about the same thing about the Galaxy Fold, and they said that the Galaxy Folds were ready to ship. That means they were in the boxes, they hold the boxes, on the trucks, ready to go, probably already in the US as well. So that means they're like, wait, hold everything, bring them all back. Damn it. Man, I don't think machines would be able to take a fully boxed, ready to be opened by a consumer Galaxy Fold. And if you've seen these things get unboxed, there's like a lot of different layers you have to claw your way through in order to get to the actual phone. So people are more than likely going to have to get these things, go, and then they get to the phone, and then put them on whatever is supposed to be fixing them. It's a huge undertaking to go back in there and at that stage and fix a bunch of problems. So a couple of months maybe is the short answer. Let's see. Robert Yost is leaving. Bye, man. See you later. Thanks for coming. Kid Technic says, the thing that pisses me off is that they're getting rid of the headphone jack. Note series was supposed to be like an upgrade from the S series line and not a downgrade. That's what a lot of people are saying, including myself. Like, why would you take it away? If you're going to take it away from a flagship, take it away from like the S10e or something, you know, or the S11e if they're so oh, the guest is here. If they're going to take it away, then take it away from like the one that they're not. Maybe that's not the guest. Maybe that's just the wind. But anyway, take it away from the one that doesn't cost that much money and isn't supposed to be ultra premium, like you said. I think it's a bad move for them to take it away from this model, and kind of a not a fun move for them to remove it from any model as of yet. But let's face it, there's always going to be a group of people that are like, don't take away the headphone jack. It's never going to be okay. I'll say it like that. It's never going to be totally okay. Joe Schmo, 5G, says 5G, wait or get it and wait for it to move into area. I don't think 5G is going to be a relevant thing for at least another 2 years. Maybe longer. Because it's just, I mean, it's like 4K used to be. You know, I can be, hey, I'm streaming 4K, like if we hated it bit. Do you have bandwidth that will stream in 4K without buffering? Do I have bandwidth that will upload in 4K without being like really far behind? It's just impractical with the network speeds that we have right now. Same thing with 5G. With the locations that they have it in right now, that it works in, that does not cut out when you go behind a glass door. Why spend all that extra money? And one might say it's future proofing, which is cool. I'm all about future proofing. But the amount of time it will take for 5G to become worth or widespread enough to be worth and penetrating enough to be worth the extra money you spend on a device now, there will be other devices that are out that you will also want. So no, don't get the 5G anything right now. The only reason I would get the S10 5G is because of the live focus video recording thing. But even then, I'd be like, God, it's a lot of money. Shiloh St. Clair asks, Taylor, where the F can I buy that BeamtUp hat? I want it so bad. I looked on your merch, but didn't see it. By the way, I love your car. Aw, thank you. You know what? Message me and I will send it, because this came from an old supplier and I have not bought this same hat from the new supplier yet. So message me on like whatever social media platform you want, or email me or something. Don't comment on the videos though, just because I don't get notifications for every one of those and it'll be harder for me to find your message. Let's see. YOLO Piop2 asks, did you download the One UI skin for your Gear S3? I like it a lot and I feel like my watch is faster. I did, actually, and it's okay, although I like Android Wear better than Tizen. Sorry, Samsung, you know I love you, but I think Android Wear has a lot on Tizen, but that's really for another video. Let me go and see try to find somebody whose question I haven't answered yet. Y'all are participating very well. Thank you so much. And there's been a good amount of people that have like stayed, so I'm happy. Thank y'all. Super bunches. Okay. Tyler Parr 69 says, hi, I'm a bit late. No worries, bro. We got another. It's only 35 minutes in, and I'm planning on doing this for an hour, so we're good to go. Intimidate XL says the Galaxy Fold is disappointing. No water resistance, no headphone jack, SD card, huge notch, biggest bezels on the front display, and way overly expensive for what a large display. I think people have been too hard on the Galaxy Fold. I mean, obviously there were problems, yeah, but we had the balls to try it. You know, should we have rushed to be first? Okay, maybe not. But will foldable phones eventually become a thing? Yes, they will. I mark my words. I will put money on that. Foldable phones will eventually become a thing. Samsung will get it right. It's gonna happen. Let's see. MS Tech wants me to call his name. MS Tech! There you go, bro. Miles Clark, he says, I have a ZenWatch 3 and Gear S3 Frontier. Much prefer the Gear S3. Love the bezel. Like the rotating bezel. That is one thing that the Galaxy watches and Galaxy Gears and other Tizen, like with the rotating bezel. That's what they have over Android Wear. And it's cool. I find Android Wear to be smoother, to have a way better keyboard. My God, way better keyboard. Way better voice dictation. Like they with One UI and Tizen, they didn't even give Tizen Bixby as much as Bixby needs to improve. They didn't even do that. Why? Google Assistant on Android Wear. Boom. Awesome. Great. I consider Google Assistant or voice or anything on an Android Wear watch to be actually usable and more reliable. I never go for that first with the Gear S3. But to each their own, my good man. Let's see. Joe Schmo has to be up at 3 a.m. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming. Let's see. Let's find the next one. Kid Technic says, can't wait for your next Apple rant. Might the cheese grater line might be a good topic. The last video, the Apple WWDC, that talked briefly about the cheese grater, but I love that everybody's calling it the cheese grater. It's not the new Mac Pro. It's like, oh yeah, the cheese grater. I love that. MS Tech, which phone do I use? I use the S10, and that's actually what I'm using to stream on right now. Ryan Telerico says, so does Pixel 4. That, I forgot what that statement applies to as far as what I just said. The dog says, would you ever consider an iPhone review? It would be funny. That would be cool, actually. I did have an iPhone SE that I was given for work. Mind you, I spent zero money on that piece of garbage. But it was nice to have because it gave me, kind of a first seat look at both OSs. iOS is crap! Garbage! Let's see. Fred Rodriguez says, Apple sucks. Samsung rules. I really enjoy your content. Keep it up. By the way, I was looking for your hats too. I couldn't find them. Apparently, this is the problem. So, you as well. When this video posts publicly, I'm going to post the link to there he is. The link to the social media, blah, 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 blah. Pick any one of those and message me about the hats, and I'll get in touch that way. I'm very easy to get a hold of. Chris has arrived. Nope, that's not Chris. Jason.
My dad's outside.
Oh, okay, so Jason's son has arrived. Let's see.
Can I say hi to the camera?
Sure thing. We can't move it though. This is
Hi.
Jason's son. Fred, oh no, I already read that one. Oh, Ryan Telerico, the huge camera on the huge camera on the Pixel 4. Okay, yeah. Oh, the big square thing that they're gonna stick on they're rumored to stick on the back of the iPhones. Yeah, ugly AF. Like what? No. I do think it's cool, however, on a quick side note, that Google was like, oh, you guys want to see the back of the Pixel 4? We'll tweet it real quick for we'll tweet it real quick for you. So they actually gave a nice little teaser. They didn't show the front, but yeah, the back has a huge square on it, and it's quite square looking. By the way, Fred, thank you so much for the compliment. I didn't thank you for that, but it does mean a lot. YOLO Piop2 says, I am convinced that the Bixby on the Galaxy Watch is rebranded S-Voice. The voice is the same as the S-Voice, and response time is the same, and it's super slow and crappy like S-Voice. And I tend to agree with you. Like, I can't argue with that. I think it's just like, it's there still. Maybe it's because nobody uses it. That they're like, oh, just, whatever. Nobody uses it. Let's see. Miles Clark, any word on when camera night mode for S10 will arrive on the North American Qualcomm models, kind of like my own? I myself have been on the lookout for that, searching for software updates on a regular basis, and nothing's come up yet. Nor have I seen any articles that talk about when that update will come. So I'm wondering the same thing. I'm like, I want night mode! Give it to me! Without having to like rely on the scene optimizer to automatically turn on night mode. It makes a good difference, but I would love to see that become like an option that you can swipe through and be like, night mode, and go for that. Morhaf Hejazi, I believe I said that right, asks, do you think that the next generation of Exynos processors will be 7 or 5 nanometers? I'm a little bit rusty on what the next projected or estimated nanometer size of Exynos processors is going to be. So I don't know. I don't know what the current one is. If you could fill me in on that, that would be fantastic. Intimidated says it's a tumor. Talking about the square thing, the square camera on the back of the iPhones. That's funny. MS Tech, why is the stream so laggy? I don't know, man. I'm doing my best, or the internet's doing its best. Can't fix it. Let me see. Oh, Ilanda Sebro. He has an LG phone, right?
Who?
Yeah. Peyton.
Yeah.
Cool. Peyton has an LG phone. What up?
What's up, everybody? Here, we got it. We got to move
Oh,
it.
sweet. There's like almost zero lag. Wait, turn that down.
Look,
Because we'll get a feedback loop on that real quick.
All
Thank you.
right.
Wait, let me. Ooh.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
I'm looking at questions right here. Oh, cool. Lapis Gato. That's this guy right
yeah,
here.
That's
That's
Peyton.
awesome.
He's trying to do the like a gaming streaming channel.
Tyler
Yeah.
Par 69 says the iPhone 11 square camera is the most ugly thing if it wasn't copied from the Mate 20 Pro back camera design. Did the Mate 20 Pro have this big square on the back of
The
the
big square.
camera? Yeah, the big square. We're gonna call it that.
The
Like,
blur?
the iPhone with the on the back. Yolanda Sebro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not him. No child of his would have one of those.
What?
An Apple phone.
Hell no.
Oh, Morhaf Hijazi says it is 8 millimeters. So earlier you asked if the next Exynos processor was going to be a 5 or 7 or 5
That's so
nanometer.
weird.
I think with the rate at which they're decreasing in nanometer size, I really don't think it's going to be just 2 nanometers less. I think it's going to be 5.
Look at
That's my
Peyton, like,
my
looking at
estimation.
himself.
Let's see. YOLO Piop2 says Alex. Oh, he's talking to Alex Rudd. Okay, cool. Alex Rudd says I took the protector off actually.
What?
On your S10, I believe. Said 1 week later he has an ugly scratch. I'm sorry,
Peyton
man.
said zooming
I
in
took
on himself.
I took mine off like almost
I
instantly.
do not have one on mine at all.
It's just the curved screens are so hard to find a good screen protector for.
Not only that, it's very, very irritating to have.
It is, especially the plastic ones.
Yeah.
But also with the S10s and the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner that are in there, or that
Oh, wait. I
fingerprint
need
scanners that are in there, it's it's really easy to mess up the sensitivity of the.
It's easy.
It's easy.
It's easy.
It's easy to mess up the sensitivity of the fingerprint scanner when there's a screen protector on it.
Oh my god. Oh, by the way, this is 18 milligrams. Hit it.
Ooh, I don't
Hit
think. Ooh.
Yeah. He blew it right
Whoa.
in my face.
Let's see. I'm looking for. I'm looking for old questions that I have not asked. Oh, MS Tech.
Anything
Will the
you
Note
want, Mike.
10? Will the Note 10 come with a 90 hertz screen? That's a very good question, and one that I hope that the 60 hertz that's on the Samsung phone displays right now it's outdated. It's been there for a long time. And if any of you have picked up a ROG phone or a Razer phone, everything is just so gorgeously smooth, and it's not something you can film and be like, hey guys, look how smooth this is. You have to see it for yourself. I really, really hope that they upgrade the refresh rate to.
He goes, oh no.
He's like Phoebe, and then Phoebe's like, no. I really hope that they upgrade the refresh
I guess
rate to 90 hertz, or at least 60. At least 60. Okay, here's something that I found to be.
What about 120 hertz?
I mean, it's possible, but here's something that I found to be a conundrum or something really weird. So with the AMOLED displays,
Hey,
down.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
You.
All the pixels are individually lit, right? With LCD displays, there's a refresher that's going across the screen like this constantly. That's
by the way,
that's where that hertz rating comes from.
Hal's coming over.
Oh, cool! Really awesome.
Yeah. He'll be here in just a minute with beer.
Beer, yeah. So we might start another stream on a different channel, but well, I don't know. That's hold on. Before I lose my train of thought,
You should edit that later.
refresh rate,
Zoom it out.
the faster it refreshes, the smoother motion appears to be, because the pixels in an LCD screen don't light themselves. It's going to have something to like change the state of them really, really, really fast.
On an LED?
And on an LCD, yeah.
LCD or LED?
LCD, liquid crystal display, like the ones the iPhone uses. So with yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
That dude over there, it's a brand new futon.
I realized we got our furniture.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
With the AMOLED displays, because all the pixels light themselves, then there's no thing that needs to come across and refresh their state. And when I was at Star Power, one of the experts there that was talking about LCD versus AMOLED or OLED said that OLED, their refresh rate is just infinite. And based on that, I'm like, I keep hearing information from two different sources.
Yeah, but
you know?
infinite doesn't make sense.
Well, it's like, because nothing needs to refresh, the pixels can just like move across the screen at however fast they need to. That's at least the idea. So I'm thinking,
the idea, yes, but
why?
whether or not it's an actual real infinite.
If that's true, then why aren't all AMOLED displays like ultra smooth, like top, like faster than 120 hertz? Like, where is the thing?
That's
there?
my whole point.
Me too.
That, I mean, I think only on even the highest grade phones, I think you can only get 60 hertz.
Right.
Like you can't get 120 hertz, which would be. I'll tell you what. I play PUBG on this. Me and Taylor play PUBG together.
And me.
And Peyton, but
But I can't log in with my.
his phone, Peyton's phone, his phone is an LG, and I've noticed that it's considerably slower than this, and I don't know whether that'd be from the Snapdragon processor or the video refresh rate. I don't know what it would be.
I think it's a combination of both, but more so to do with the processor probably.
Because he has an LG flagship phone. He's got, well, I take that back. He had an LG K30, which was their kind of one of, well, I say flagship, but it was like a budget flagship. So they had the K series.
Flagship.
Yes. They had the K series. Hey, good job.
Sean Chinsoon, I believe that's how you say it. Thank you so much for the $1. That's 100 cents, man. Thank you.
100 pennies.
100 pennies.
But I don't. But I want to touch on this because I don't know whether that goes for being the refresh rate.
And another.
That is why I want a PayPal.
Okay, shush. We'll work on this.
For YouTube.
Yeah, I know. My son wants to YouTube so bad, and so I'm probably about to get him set up. Whenever I get that new camera Friday, then I'll probably set Peyton up with it, and he can come over here and stream and stuff. But my question is, would that, because his phone has a Snapdragon processor? Ooh, got a $2.
200 pennies.
Alex,
thank you, Mr. Red.
you're banging. So,
Wonder if we could get.
my question is, Peyton, my question is it the refresh rate of the actual video screen? Because the LG K series, they all have Snapdragon processors. So I don't know whether it would be the screen refresh rate that is slowing it down, or if it would be the processor that was slowing it down. Granted, they're not Samsung quality processors, but they're still Snapdragon processors regardless. So they should be able to handle it. Like when you're scrolling and stuff on the phone, it's pretty fast. But whenever you get to gaming, it's okay. for being a budget phone. It's all right,
alright.
but it's not amazing. But whenever I hit this Note 8 and I play it on there, it's just fine. And I mean, it's almost flawless even on 3G. And Taylor's is even better whenever he's playing it. So that brings me back to the whole question: is it the processor, or is it the video refresh?
I think it has most to do with the processor because it's Snapdragon, but it depends on the number, like the number of model.
We had this conversation at Shark Tank.
Yeah. MS Tech, yes, I do play ask if I play PUBG Mobile. Yes, I do. And let me see, there's Tyler Power 69 says Sony released a phone with a 4K OLED screen. That
did they really?
A sight to see.
Did they or did
they did?
They
Yeah,
did.
Sony's like one of the only ones that'll do it.
Well, yeah, because they're all about like media quality stuff.
Hold on. Must warn others. Asked what tech, if any, could Apple release in a phone that would sway you? Absolutely nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Because
ever, period.
look, it's mostly about the conglomerate.
It's the ethics of the company that I have a humongous problem with. There's not a thing they could do to convince me that to spend money on that.
Although Taylor and I did have this conversation about whether or not you could, if Apple and Samsung got together as a phone giant, I mean they're already both phone giants, but if they both got together and they put their heads together, which will never happen, but if they got together and put their heads together and created like the super phone, I mean I would buy it.
I would
buy it to just at least try it, yeah.
Like,
but I feel like it being a super phone, that would be, I mean, it would blow all other phones out of the water. And if they partnered up with other companies like Sony and stuff like that, they would come up with just a ridiculous, crazy super phone that probably would not be rivaled in this century.
Alex Red, you asked me what I'm smoking. I'm actually not smoking anything technically. It's just a
vape.
It's just a vape. It's supposed to be juicy peach, but it's not really that juicy and it's not really that peach either, but it does the job. Oh, somebody asked me if I had tried where did it go? The Whitestone dome screen protectors. I installed one on a friend of mine's S9 and it worked really well, although it was an S9. So I haven't tried one on an S10
Loaded
to see
donuts.
if
Sean donated.
the
Peyton.
I haven't tried it on S10 to see if my train of thoughts derailing. I don't know if it works on the S9 or S10.
Whenever I get home, all thoughts go because I come in and I just wreck house. Yeah.
Alex Rudd says Apple overcharges for everything. You are 100%.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, you've got to understand that Apple at the time, whenever they became a global giant in the mobile industry, global mobile, yeah. Whenever they became a global mobile giant, I like that, global mobile.
I do too.
A global mobile giant, there wasn't anything comparable to it out there except for like the Zune, which Microsoft made, which was an amazing platform, and I wish they had kept running with it. They would have come up with something crazy, but they could charge exorbitant prices at that time whenever they originally had the first iPhone, because it was revolutionary. Nobody had seen anything like it before, but they continued that trend of, charging 600%.
Yeah, it takes like $300, $400 to make an iPhone.
Yeah, it takes less than that.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
I think it takes like
number off the top of my head, but
probably more like $150, $200.
The dog asks what the second time he asked this question, but I haven't answered it yet. He asked if what I had for a Galaxy Buds 2 wish list, and perhaps
As far as tech,
yeah, like what I want it to have, maybe a way. Oh, not just tapping, but swiping too.
oh yeah,
That would be like a little thing.
Maybe
If I could go
just
like this,
swipe
turn it
to-
up, down.
or change tracks
Yeah, that way you
Like
wouldn't
use-
rely on taps because if
on
any of you
on
who've
both
had,
ears.
yes,
Yes.
if any of you have had the Galaxy Buds in, or any kind of earbuds really, if you tap on this, it's like almost like boxing your ears. It's like, oh, ow, when you're trying to tap on something, because it's like wedged in your ear canal. So if they made a way for just to swipe, I think that'd be a lot gentler, and those of us with more sensitive ears won't get like microboxed every time we try to like pause something or Oh, Miles Clark. Yes, basically they do. Which brings me to another topic that I discussed in one of the.
I had hummus earlier. Okay, leave me alone.
I had pizza earlier, so you better watch out. The latest podcast episode that I made for Patreon talked about how Samsung is like, hey, Apple, you told us that you'd be buying this many screens from us, and you're not. Where's the money? You need to either buy the screens or pay up the difference. Because, I think it's totally justifiable, because they're like, we signed a contract with you. I'm assuming it was a contract. And then we went and reconfigured a crap ton of our equipment to make these to your specifications, yada, yada, yada. And then you're not selling iPhones as well as you thought you were going to, which really makes me happy. But it doesn't make Samsung happy, because they're like, where's our money, bro? So Apple is actually saying, Samsung, well, maybe if we get some OLED displays on our computers or our iPads, well, is that okay? And if I were Samsung, I'd be like, no.
Is that how they say?
That's how they talk.
Yeah, they talk like
I'd be like, no, it's not okay, because that means we'd have to put even more time and money into reconfiguring
No, it's fine. You can come in.
Sweet. Into reconfiguring the machines that we use to make these screens.
Taylor's turn.
So, no, it's not okay. Buy the stuff you said you were going to buy.
Welcome.
That's all there is to it, man. What is it? We're at 56 minutes? Okay, cool. Let me look and see if there's any more questions. Okay, Alex Rudd says audio quality on the buds is nice listening to them now. Okay, cool. Nice. That's cool. It's just when I talk to people, they say I sound distant. Really, that's one thing that I did hear that lost my train of thought again. That's one of the problems that I've heard about people with the Galaxy Buds is slightly deteriorated or slightly lesser phone call quality than they would have if they weren't. Oh, Sean Shinsoon just bought some of the gear. Thank you so much, man. Hell yeah. Oh, by the way, about the gear. Anything that gets bought from the links that you see in either the description or below the videos, I do not. The supplier that I use allows you to set the cost, thus the amount of profit you get from anything that you sell. So I purposefully made it to where nothing in that store gives me any more than $1.50 in profit. Because the point of this stuff being available, I'm not trying to make money off of it. I mean, it'd be nice to make like $5 or $10 off of each one, but that'll come later. Right now, I just want to see people wearing it. That's all I want. If you get it, then you get it, and arrives, put it on, take a picture, send it to me, because I'm working on making like this big collage about that has to do with. Then I'll just like put that as the banner. I'm so trying to not. I'm so trying not to like.
Look.
He's killing it so far.
Hey, look, guys. Our buddy Hal just showed up at the house, so Hal's gonna jump in.
No worries. Shiloh St. Clair says he still can't get over the stupid notch.
You got to get in though.
Yeah.
Oh,
what
he's
up,
dabbing.
Hal?
He's dabbing.
Will Real Hal Brady please stand up? Or actually,
I
sit
just
down.
sat down.
Sweet.
So is this the new iPhone?
That's the S10, and this is the live stream talking about the possible Note 10 stuff. And right now we're just kind of BSing about random different questions and stuff. I've got it right here because I can't see the questions that come up here. Miles Clark says, dude looks like the Walking Dead guy, Abraham. I think they're talking about you, Jason. You should look that up and see if it's true. Oh, your average navigator or your AVG navigator wants to know what my Bixby key is remapped to. It's actually remapped to YouTube. So when my phone is unlocked, you just tick, then YouTube pops up. And I actually use it on a pretty regular basis because I use YouTube a lot more like a podcast machine or app than I do watching videos. Well, at least when I'm driving and out and about, I'll like get the video going and then turn the screen off and just drive. So like unlocking the phone, hitting the button to go to YouTube, to just open YouTube back up, it's very, very useful. I like it a lot. Intimidate XL asks, are you familiar with the Pebble Watch? That thing from a long time ago? Yeah. Whoa! Sean Shinsoon with a big 10 donut bomb. Thank you so much, man. Greatly, greatly appreciated. The Pebble Watch, yeah, the ones that would last like a week before you had to recharge them and had a black and white screen, but they were one of the most successful, if not the most successful startups that got smartwatches on the map before like Samsung started doing their awesome thing. And then actually the Gear Live was the only smartwatch that Samsung made that ran on Android Wear, and I really wish that they would make another one that did the same thing. Shiloh St. Clair asks if anyone remember HTC. Yeah, actually Google absorbed them, so now they're part of Google now. C-Tech asks, remember the time of beer? Remember, it's Miller
It's a
time!
party now.
Yeah.
It was a party to begin with.
Is this sponsored by?
No.
Not hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored by Miller at all. But I'm gonna crack one open. Dude, we're at an hour and 1 minute, and then it just started to get good.
Cold one with the boys.
Exactly. Loving it. Oh, Tyler Par 69 says his Bixby key is also remapped to YouTube. What a kawinky dink. Bright Horizon 771, another great video, and thanks. That's what he said, and I really, really appreciate both you watching and being here and saying that. I only wanted to go for an hour, but I might go for
That's what she said.
Oh, that was good. That was perfect, actually. One of the better ones that I've heard. Alex just had a Tecate. Cheers, bro. Like, let's clink it. Let me see. Miles Clark says camera in the side on S10 versus camera hole in the center on the Note 10. I kind of prefer the camera hole on the side. At least it looks smaller. Actually, well, that's what I thought at first too, because they can't, on the upper right hand corner, like I was mentioning earlier, it allows it not for, it makes it to where you don't have to push things over a little bit to fit in like time and battery percentage and Wi-Fi indicator and that kind of thing. But that's weird. I don't know what that is. Oh, I know what that is. That's the faucet in the bathroom. It likes to scream.
Oh, the bagel bites.
Bright Horizon's like 1 hour and 30 minutes. Cool.
1 hour and cut.
It might actually go that long.
Hey, Taylor.
Yes.
I'm going to use your PA speakers.
Okay. Just not like too terribly loud. I saw something else. Oh yeah, Miles Clark about the camera and the hole in the side and everything. If you
have to set up all my karaoke stuff so that way
you can make sure it works.
Yeah, I got to make sure
cool.
everything works together. I just need the speakers and the cord.
With it in the middle, the renders that we've seen. Now, I'm not the biggest that's why I don't make a whole lot of videos about rumors or leaks, just because it's not real. We don't actually know. I don't want to. I suppose I could preface it with, no, these are all rumors. There's not actually guarantees, but there's something about it that just doesn't really grab me. I'm like, oh, that looks like a cool render, but we have no idea if that's what it's actually going to look like. So I don't really want to invest, But if the renders are true, then that little camera hole in the middle of the display is actually smaller than the ones on the S10s. But I do kind of like just the dot in the center instead of on the side. Fred Rodriguez, his Bixby camera is remapped to his camera. Nice. That's actually a pretty good idea. Although you can get to the camera by double pressing the home button, and that works when the screen is on or off. So that's why I didn't map it to the camera. Although being able to open up the camera with one press of that button, pretty cool. Reduces the wear and tear on the power button that's already going to get a lot of mileage. Oh, Alex Rudd's Bixby key is remapped to Samsung Pay. That's a good idea. I like that. Let's see. Your average navigator is remapped to Spotify. You know what? This is becoming enough of a thing to where I could probably do something with this. Maybe on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. What's your Bixby button remapped to? How many bars do you have? Let's see. Miles Clark, power button on the left side of the phone. How weird is that going to be? It's already on. Oh, power button on the. Wait. Miles Clark, who said the power button's gonna be on the left side? That would be weird.
Nah, dude.
Yeah, man. No, don't do that. Oh yeah. Which one? You get the S9 Plus.
Yeah.
Sweet. How's a fellow Samsung user? I couldn't tell. I thought you had an LG, but yes, now I remember. Now I remember when you got it. I was like, holy crap, bro. Yeah.
Can I use one of your monitors?
Monitors.
Yeah, for the TV. I mean, on the
In
one attached to your computer. I just need one with an HDMI connection.
Yeah. Use the one on top of the subwoofer.
Okay.
That's the easiest to attach and detach.
Okay.
Let's see. Ryan Tallarico says, do you pay attention to A series? They bring really cool stuff to budget series, and they're flat. Not that I completely hate the curved screen. I like the flat screens. I was really tempted to get the Galaxy S10e because it had a flat screen, but it just didn't feel quite heavy enough for me. That's really the only thing that kept me. Oh, and also, according to a reliable source, the fingerprint scanner that's built into the power button on the S10e, which number one is placed too high, in my opinion, and number two, I've heard that it's kind of garbage. Those aren't my words, but there you go. The A series, the one where the top of the phone like raises up and then the rear camera goes to face forward, I think that is awesome. And I like that Samsung is pioneering some new stuff, but taking less of a risk by releasing it in non-flagship phones. And number one, it's making the burn less hot, I guess, if it doesn't work or if it flops. And number two, it's actually drawing a lot of attention to their mid-range line, which is, I'm assuming, one of the things that we're going for.
Dude, you don't put the link to the stream on your Facebook post?
I don't have a link yet. It wasn't even, the link didn't exist.
Is this on YouTube or
Yes,
Facebook?
it's YouTube.
Okay. Is
I thought about that.
one word on YouTube?
BeamtUp. You'll find two different channels. One's tech and one's BeamtUp.
Okay.
Let's see. Omar SB PO3 Miller on deck over here too. All right, sweet. Beat squad, cool stuff. Aviator. Did I say navigator? Your average aviator. My bad. It just popped out. Let's see. Miles Clark says you can actually set up a custom command and remap the Bixby button to activate Google Assistant, which is pretty cool. When I do use voice command related stuff, it's more just for like quick things like turning off the lights in the house or something of that nature. And Bixby can do that okay. It's actually one of the few things that Bixby can do okay, but yeah, we're improving. Hopefully. God. $20 billion into their AI thing, and Bixby still kind of sucks. And I keep defending her and making videos like, oh, it's not that bad. It'll get better. It hasn't really gotten better, but here's hoping still. Let's see. Joseph Silviger. I'm gonna go with Silviger. My Bixby key is remapped to the camera. I know you can use a double tap power button, but I don't like to use it because it takes slightly longer to lock the phone, so I like to disable it. Fair enough. Bright Horizon 771 BeamtUp Note 10 with Wi-Fi 6. Don't the S10s have Wi-Fi 6 as well, or is that just the S10 5G variant? I don't know that one actually. I would have to look that up. Miles Clark says that he has the S10e and he loves the small size. Fingerprint button works great. Again, I think a lot of this stuff is subjective. Maybe the guy that I heard it from was just pickier than most or some. But I can, like, it's a capacitive. It is faster when it gets a good read. It is faster than the ultrasonic. Although I will say that I don't want to have a phone with a fingerprint button in the power button, because I'm so used to having it on the front like it was with all the other phones back when we had power buttons or home buttons, excuse me, that I don't want to go back. Let's see.
There is a link. I'm sharing it everywhere.
Oh, sweet.
Probably get a bunch of random Magic players in here, but
All right, Al. Awesome. Thank you, man. Let's see. Ilana Sebro, it says, if Samsung ended the Galaxy S line and started a new series, what do you think they would name it? I thought about that too, because I'm like, the Galaxy S11. It doesn't ring as well as the S10 or the S9. I think it's because 11 has 3 syllables in it.
hold. Oh my god.
Because if they like the Galaxy, if they drop that, then that's gonna That's been like a staple for their brand for a long time. I don't know. Maybe they would just drop the Galaxy. But they have so many current things that have that word in it that I don't know. I don't think it's likely. But if they did, maybe just stick with a letter. It's the S10 or S11. Although maybe my counter argument to that would be like, yeah, but it's a letter and a number. Like it could be easily confused with something else.
Why don't they change the whole format altogether?
You mean like start it back over at 1 and then
with a new line.
That'd be cool. Although I have no idea what word they would use to brand it with. Alex Red says I like Bixby for command stuff on my phone. That's really what she's good for at this point. And like turn on the flashlight, turn off this, that, or the other. It can reasonably well link with the SmartThings app, but it's not yet a replacement for Google Assistant. It's just not. Although the dictation accuracy has gotten a little bit better, there's still a lot of work. Let's see. Looking for questions. YOLO P2 says his Bixby button is remapped to OneNote. Awesome. Let's see. Zequan Star Butterfly 2019. Actually, this whole live stream was thoughts about the first 30 minutes or so, 45. There has been thoughts and opinions about the Galaxy Note 10. So when this goes public and becomes watchable again, then then all of that are my thoughts on the Note 10.
I'm behind. This is like stuff that's confirmed or
Leaks,
okay.
rumors, what if scenarios.
Is there a tentative release date yet? Even
they're saying August 23rd release date and then an August 7th announcement date
of this year. We still don't know what's
Note
going
10.
on.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
There's a lot of things that it'll probably have and will most likely have, but nothing's been like officially confirmed yet. Le Dog, the Galaxy Buds 2 wish list, primarily just maybe then finding a way to improve the software for a stronger Bluetooth connection, improving the microphones and software for better call quality. Not that it's bad, but I mean, it could always improve. And then swipe gestures on the touch panels instead of this, or maybe in addition to this. I think that would be a lot better. S10e just has a Intimidate XL. I'm getting ahead of myself. Joseph Silbiger is really fun to watch. I love your sense of humor. Thank you super much, man. And I'm very happy that it's not. Well, my biggest fear is to be like, yeah, and blah blah blah. No, I try. Let's see. Intimidate XL says the S10e just has a 3100 milliamp hour. That's disappointing considering its price. It's not going to last. I think that the price reflects, or the how do I say it? That the milliamp hour rating on the S10e reflects the price itself, because you're getting the same processor that's in the other two more expensive ones. You're getting the same display. Kitty, come here, Phoebes. You're getting the same display. You're getting the same software. You're getting all of the same camera stuff except the telephoto lens. And who really uses that anyway? I know I don't, but it could just be me being what's the word? Short-sighted. But that's the only part of the camera that you don't get. You get a lot of stuff, and you get wireless power sharing too. You get a lot of things and 128 gigs storage to start out with. I think that's a fair price for everything that you get, and there's only a couple things that you don't. But I mean, yeah, the battery could be bigger, sure. Battery could always be bigger. It's never like, oh, I don't want a bigger battery. Says nobody ever. Let me see. Let me find the. YOLO Piaps 2 says the one thing I love about iPhones and wish Samsung copied was the software support. When you pay $1,000 for a phone, it should get more than 2 years of updates. I think that if I'm not wrong, Samsung still sends updates to phones that are more than 2 years old, but I know that Google does not. So I don't know. I wish it did too, but the way or the reason or the thing, is what I should say, that allows Apple to support their phones so quickly is the same thing that allows Google or Pixel phones and the Essential phone to get new software updates right when they come out is because they are straight from Google. There's nothing else extra added to it. It's not because it's just not as good as Damn, son!
This is how we do it.
You threw off my groove! What was I saying? Oh yeah. It's not because iOS is better than Android. It's because they have a direct line there is no middleman between the suppliers or providers of the software and the end consumer devices. So, and if one of y'all or any of y'all could tell me if the music in the background is coming in too strong, then I'll yell at Jason and tell him to turn it down. And an example of, or proof that it's not just the fact that iOS is is, there's a direct line between Google and Pixel phones. It comes from Google, so they're just like blah, blah, blah with the updates. They don't have to go through anything else. With companies like Samsung, you have one UI, which is great. It looks awesome. I really like it. And there are things that it offers that you can't get on stock Android. But the trade-off is that it takes longer for the updates to come from Google, hit Samsung, and they're like, okay, let's make sure everything works here, and then there you go. It's because there's the overlay, it just makes things take longer than they should. Yes, I mean, does Samsung have the manpower and the financial ability to make the updates come quicker? Yes. So yes, I really wish that they would tighten up on that. Get to it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Winston Williams likes your beard.
Appreciate it.
Besides the S10, what other flagship is my favorite? Your average aviator asks. I think, I like the S10e. And, let's see. The OnePlus, like the latest OnePlus phone with the little front-facing camera, that looks pretty dope. I haven't seen it in person yet, but it is pretty darn cool. We're going to cut this off at 1 hour and 20. We have 3 minutes left just because, I could keep going and going and going. But I plan to leave this up, and nobody's going to watch, or very few people are going to watch like an hour and 30-minute long thing. And it'll give y'all a reason to come back. Yes? Let's see. Oh, wow. Joseph Silvager, watching from Israel. It's 5:13. Dang. Oh, MS Tech, watching from Pakistan. Sweet.
AM?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yes, it is. Whew. Dang. Alex Rudd asks, or says that Samsung is ahead of Google in features, so I don't mind less updates. My thoughts exactly. Secure folder. The, let's see what else. One UI. And, I had other ones that were off the top of my head, but for some reason they're not coming to me. But yes, Samsung does have more features than Google does, or they have features that Google does not, and that's one of the biggest. And those features are one of the main things, or main reasons why I stay, and why I don't want anything else. Miles Clark says that Apple's rumored to get rid of iTunes. I think that they are actually getting rid of iTunes, which would be cool because I could riff on that and be like, it would be one less reason for people, one less excuse for people that I'm trying to get to switch. Because a lot of times I used to hear, I just like iTunes, I'm so used to iTunes. Yeah, well, not anymore, because it's gone. Let's see. Huawei, Miles Clark, Huawei, what's going to happen with them now that no support from Google? Huawei is screwed. They're done, at least in the US. And large, like, they saw it coming too. Because they were like, oh, let's make our own operating system quick. Like 3 years ago, they started doing this because they're like, we were prepared for the US to cut us off from Android completely. Like, I'm not even considering Huawei a thing anymore. Like, yeah, we have this new stuff and this new stuff that we actually stole from Samsung because some Samsung employees decided to be a-holes and sell Samsung property to Huawei. But look what we did! Nah, cool, man. And now they got spanked. They got banked. Like, it's not just you can't sell your phones in the US anymore. It's like you can't use Android anymore. Go home, sit down.
Put it behind the door of the room.
Let's see. Your average aviator hopping on this train too, watching from Wisconsin, 9:18. It's actually, hey, we're in the same time zone, my friend. Oh, Miles Clark. I'm sorry. It is a Samsung Gear S3 Classic. To those that wanted to know. Let's see. Ultra Sarker. How are you, by the way? Ultra Sarker's from the BeamtUp Patreon. We have a, not Patreon, we have a Discord. We have a BeamtUp Discord. Those of you who either aren't aware or aren't on it. So there's that. He says, why are there so many controversies over the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner in the S10? There are a lot of people who think it's trash, and there's other people who are satisfied with it. I would like it to be. There was, I think it was, what was it? It wasn't. I think it was Jerry Rig Everything, who said, "Screw this song, God." But anyway, there were. It was Jerry Rig Everything. He took apart. Okay, that was weird. My bad. Jerry Rig Everything. He took apart one of the S10s, and he found the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, and it's like that big. It's super small. I mean, you couldn't have made it a little bit bigger. I really would. That's my only complaint, because I think the main reason why I try it and it fails, or when it fails, I think the main reason is just because I didn't put it in the right place. If it was a little bit bigger, it'd be a bigger target to hit and easier to trigger, thus it would work a little bit better. So I think they could both, maybe polish up the coding for it a little bit. Number two, make it bigger with the next phone you put it in. I think that would help a lot. All right, last question. Never mind. Couple more questions. Miles Clark, Note 10 starting price about $1,000. It's rumored to be about $1,100, so you're close. And then Yellow Piop 2, did I hear about the Galaxy A90? Will have a rotating pop-up camera and a Snapdragon 855. Yes, I have, and it looks amazing. Like all your selfies, same quality as the rear-facing camera, while not having to do the guesswork of like, I think it's pointed at me. That'd be awesome. Note 10, same fingerprint scanner as S10 or tweaked version 2.0. Miles Clark wants to know. I really hope it will be an improved version. And with that, I'm going to bid you farewell. I could do this for an indefinite amount of time. This is amazing. Thank you all so very much for showing up, for watching, for participating, and stay beaming.